Hi everyone, it's Alistair from Pins Across the World, and today I thought I would talk about the Disney dining plan. Fiona and I mention it quite a lot in our videos, and if you look around there's quite a lot of good information out there, but also a lot of misinformation. But I thought I would clear up, especially as someone coming from the UK, what exactly it is, how useful it is, and the benefits of having it and how it works. So to begin with, the first thing to say is that the dining plan will probably not save you money if you're purchasing it. The reason for this is that the cost of buying food at Disney, they've obviously taken that into account if you were to buy the average meals, and they've worked out the cost of their plan to ensure that they make a profit. So if you're thinking of purchasing the plan, it would be good from a point of view in that you've budgeted for your food in advance, you've paid for it all in advance, so you don't have to worry about the cost of food while you're on your vacation or holiday. But you're probably not going to save money through the dining plan. Having said that, being from the UK, Disney offer, as an incentive to book in advance, the free dining plan, depending on what type of accommodation you book. And I'll cover a little bit of that later as well. So how does it work? First thing is, it's basically credits. So depending which plan you book, let's assume you get the quick service plan, you'll get 2 quick service meal entitlements and 2 snack credits for each day that you are staying in a Disney World hotel. They're loaded, linked to your resort reservation, and they're loaded onto your Magic Band. It's up to you when you spend them. You can spend them all in one day if you want, or you spread them out throughout your vacation. So if you want to, on one day, have 6 meals, you can go ahead and have 6 meals. And then on another day have 1 meal, that's perfectly fine. This plan allows that. But once you've used up your entitlements, it's gone. From one perspective, that's quite good if you're going off property. So let's say you're going to Universal Studios or SeaWorld or somewhere further afield. You're not losing out on that day's credits. They're still there for you to use on a different day. To use it, it's very simple. You take your Magic Band. When you go into the restaurant, providing it supports it, you order your meal. You tell the employee or cast member that you want to use your dining plan credits. You tap your band and they'll then tell you what you're using, how much you have left, and that's it. Nice and simple. So I already briefly covered the reasons for getting it. So as I said, Disney so far for the past 5 or 6 years have offered it as an incentive, free of charge, to people from the UK for booking the year in advance. So I think it's safe to say that most people from the UK who are staying at Disney World will probably have the dining plan included. The reason being that because it's so far away, most of us book at least a year in advance. Fiona and I, for instance, booked in June when the offer first popped up to go away in end of January next year, and we've done that in previous years. Most people, the offer's still on just now, and this is nearing the end of the school holidays, so I would assume that if you're planning to go with your family next year, you're probably looking to book around now. So, as I said, you'll get the plan included free. If it's free as part of the package, it is a very good deal. But as I mentioned earlier, if you're purchasing it, it's probably not going to save you money. And I'll explain that a bit later on when I go over the costs. So what are the options? Technically, there are 4 options when you're booking from the UK, although under the dining plan system, there's only 3 that I could find. The first one, which I could only find on the UK websites, is for breakfast only. So this is offered free of charge if you're staying at a value resort, or it's $12.99 per adult per day. And it entitles you to have breakfast at one of the resorts or in the parks. The next level is the quick service dining plan, which is offered free usually for selected room types at moderate resorts. But if you were to purchase that normally, it's $39.99 per adult per day, or $55 US. The next level up is the Disney dining plan. So this one costs you $56.99 per adult per day, or $78 US per adult per day. And it's usually offered free if you're staying at a deluxe resort or the deluxe villas. And lastly, the most expensive option is what they call a deluxe dining plan. So this one's going to set you back $85.99 per day, or $119 per adult per day. It's not offered free, as far as I could work out looking at the booking system, although you can upgrade to it by paying the difference in the cost between whichever dining plan is offered free and the deluxe dining plan. So there's different options if you're paying for yourself depending on your budget. So what does each involve? So I need to get my notes for this because some of it is a little bit mixed up. So the breakfast only option, I can't remember if I already said, but I could only find this on the UK booking website. It doesn't appear to be mentioned anywhere else, so I'm fairly certain that it's only offered as part of the booking process from the UK. And it might even only be available as part of the free dining offer for the value resorts. However, I did do a bit of digging, and as well as being offered free if you're booking at a value resort, it can be used for any quick service breakfast, either at your resort, the other resorts that have quick service locations, and at selected locations within the parks, and it includes a drink with your breakfast. I couldn't actually find where you can use it in the parks. Feeling that it's probably the same as the quick service plan level, that you can use it in Earl of Sandwich, for instance, for breakfast at Disney Springs. You can probably use it in Starbucks within the parks and the other locations that offer breakfast snacks. The quick service dining plan is the one that myself and Fiona have had every time we've gone and stayed at Disney for the past 3 years. So it's offered free if you're staying at the moderate resort, or as I mentioned, you can purchase it for $39.99 per adult per day, or that's $55 per adult per day. So with the quick service plan, you get per day of your stay 2 quick service meals, 2 snacks, and 1 resort refillable mug, which is for your entire stay. I'll go into a bit more detail in what a quick service meal is and what a table service meal is later on. For now, I'll just go through what each plan gives you per day. So the next level up is the Disney dining plan. So it's offered free if you're staying at a deluxe resort and booking in advance, and also, as far as I can work out, the deluxe filler resorts. You can upgrade to it if you're staying at a moderate resort and just pay the difference between the quick service and the Disney dining plan. This entitles you to 1 quick service meal, 1 table service meal, and 2 snacks per day of your stay, and you also get the resort refillable mug. If you're going to Disney and you plan to go to all the table service restaurants, then this is a good plan for you. It includes all the character dining locations in the parks. The only thing that's not included is some of what they call signature dining experiences, but you're able to use 2 of your table service credits for 1 meal at one of these signature locations. The last one was the deluxe dining plan. Now, this didn't seem to be offered free with any of the options I was trying to put into their website. Maybe it is, it's just the options I tried didn't come up. But you can upgrade to it by paying the difference in whatever dining plan you have. But it does give you 3 quick service or table service meals, it's your choice, per day of your stay, and 2 snacks per day of your stay. And you also get the resort refillable mug. So what's a quick service meal? So the information I'm containing here is what's valid for the 2019 and 2020 plans. It might change in the future, so if you're watching this later on, for instance in 2021, it's possible that the plan has changed, but for now this is what's offered. So your quick service meal entitlement includes 1 main course and 1 drink, which can include most alcoholic beverages available at the quick service locations. So that's a beer, wine, we had cider, some of the cocktails are all included as part of that meal if you're over 21. Otherwise, any soft drink. It's worth mentioning that obviously you have your resort refillable mug, which you get on all the plans except the breakfast only one, and you can use that as many times as you want. So what we've done in the past when we're getting the quick service meal is we get tea, coffee or soft drink in our resort refillable mug, and then we get a bottle of water, or we get apple juice, orange juice or beer or whatever as part of the meal package, and then we just put it in the fridge in the room if we're not going to drink it straight away. That is what you get at most locations. Some locations, usually at Disney Springs, vary slightly. So, for example, Earl of Sandwich, you can use 1 quick service meal credit to get your sandwich. You get a cookie, a muffin, a salad, or a fruit bowl, and a drink included as well. So there you're getting 3 things. So when we did that for breakfast a few times, what we did was we got our sandwich thing and we got a cookie or a muffin or a brownie, and we took that with us to the parks as a snack later on. So the table service meal varies depending on whether you're on the Disney dining plan or the deluxe plan. So if you're on the Disney dining plan, then your table service meal entitlement is 1 main course, 1 dessert, and 1 drink. However, the table service meal that comes with the deluxe plan gives you 1 starter, 1 main course, and 1 dessert, as well as a drink with your meal. I mentioned briefly signature dining. So signature dining is table service restaurants. Some of them are adult only, but they are more formal dining where you're expected to dress up. You can't really go into them with shorts and t-shirts, with the exception of Cinderella's Royal Table. But you have them at some of the deluxe resorts, and there's a couple located in the parks. So if you have a table service dining plan, so either the Disney dining plan or the deluxe dining plan, you can use it at these dining locations. The only thing to note is that you will use 2 table service credits per meal at these locations. So the next big question is it worth it? You've probably guessed from what I've mentioned previously in the video that if it's free and it's part of the package, then it's definitely worth it. Eating at Disney is quite expensive, and if you're offered it for the same cost as basically getting the room, so it's offered as an incentive to book in advance, it will save you a lot of money and it's worth it. Even the quick service plan, Fiona and I have no problem. We don't go hungry. And basically with the quick service plan, what we do is if we want to go to one of the table service restaurants, we just pay to go to the table service restaurant. Because we would only ever go 2 or 3 when we're there for 21 days or even the 14 days. So for us, paying for 2 people to go to the table service restaurants 3 nights or 3 times isn't that expensive or that big a difference. If you're a family of 4 and you're intending to do character dining and all that stuff, it will quickly add up. So yes, it's a good deal if it's free. If you're paying for it yourself, or you're thinking, should I upgrade from the quick service to the Disney dining plan? This is where you need to do a bit of calculations yourself. If you were upgrading from quick service to the Disney dining plan, so the one where you get 1 quick service and 1 table service per day, and you're paying the difference between the plans only because you've been given quick service free, it probably is worth it if you're intending to go to all the character dining locations. So if for your entire vacation you want to go to a character dining experience every day, then yes, it's worth it. You will save a fortune. If, however, you're only going to go to 1 or 2 of them, the difference in price is probably a lot more than what it would cost you just to go for that 1 meal and pay for it yourself. The deluxe dining plan, you're not going to save any money getting it. It will simply be a case of you're paying for stuff in advance. Now, if you do get the table service dining plan, so either the Disney dining one or the deluxe dining plan, you're going to have to plan in advance. And by that, I don't just mean a week or 2 before. If you're going in the height of summer or Christmas or any of the really busy times, but also all year, because it can be quite hard to book into these table service restaurants or the character dining experiences, at the 180-day booking window, you're going to need to get onto the My Disney experience and put in your reservations for your holiday, for every single day that you're there, to guarantee that you will get a table at those restaurants. So this means you got to do quite a lot of planning in advance, because you also have to take into account where you're going to be each day, because there's no point booking character breakfast at the Magic Kingdom if you want to then go to Epcot all day, because you'll waste so much time getting between the parks. Similarly, if you're going to dinner at Chef Mickey's in the Contemporary, you don't want to be Animal Kingdom for the day and then going there for dinner, because it's next to the Magic Kingdom and you're going to lose an hour and a half trying to get from Animal Kingdom over to the Contemporary Resort. So you do need to do a lot of planning in advance, and this is where it falls down, especially if it's your first time going to Disney. You will lose out and you'll probably find it's not value for money if you do that. But with a lot of good planning, you will get into all your restaurants that you want to go to. If you're traveling with children and it's your first time or even second or third time and you want to go to all the character dining experiences, then the Disney dining plan will be worthwhile for you if it's offered free or even if you upgrade to it. With the quick service plan, it's worth noting that you can have breakfast at the Be Our Guest restaurant as well as lunch. These are not character dining experiences, but you can have breakfast and lunch at the Be Our Guest restaurant. Dinner, however, is a table service credit. So some frequently asked questions. So one that comes up quite a lot is, what if you don't use it all? Do you lose them? So technically yes, but there's ways around that. Is you can buy a crap load of candy. Usually on the last night or the penultimate night of our holiday, we'll look on the My Disney Experience app and we'll see how much we've got left. And usually we have 20 quick service meals remaining and a bunch of snacks. So what you can do is you can go to Goofy's Candy Company at Disney Springs and buy lots of candy. So most of the reason we say this Goofy's Candy Company is it's got the biggest selection that you can get on the snack plan. Pretty much everything in there you can get on the snack plan. So just grab a basket and start filling it up. So obviously you use your snacks, but your quick service meals, Disney allow you to convert to snacks. So you can convert one quick service meal to 3 snack entitlements, but you have to do it at the one time. So you can also do this in your resort shop, but the biggest selection, as I said, was at Goofy's Candy Company. So when Fiona and I were there last time, I'll put a photo in now, but we got lots of candy for this. Just make sure you check the dates, especially if it's for gifts, because quite a lot of the cookies and the Rice Krispie treats will expire that month if they're at the front, so have a little dig around if you're going to be giving them away as gifts. Top tip there. Okay, so I hope I've explained the Disney dining plan clearly and what's included in it and whether we think it's value for money or not. Let us know what you think, so in the comments below you can let us know. We're also going to be posting different videos about our experiences at Disney to help you with planning and also our opinions on various things, whether you want to listen to us or not. I don't know if this type of video is interesting to you. If it is, then please let us know and we'll create some other ones, especially if there's other topics you want us to discuss. Otherwise, when we go there next year in 2020, we'll be doing our Florida vlogs as we've done before. So please subscribe if you want to be notified when we post them. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time.